Hello everybody, wee Paddy from across the shock, and as you can see we are back to budget, and I am very happy to be back to budget because this knife has shocked and surprised me, which is nice because every now and then I get this hobby lets you know that you don't know everything, because every now and then a knife comes out of the blue that really just says, you know nothing, Stephen. This is a great brand. And this is Colt. Look, we all have this thing that I hear people saying about, never buy a knife that's from a gun company. It's rubbish. There's no good. Well, let me tell you, that is just a biggest lot of bunkum. And just don't listen to people who tell you things like that. Find out for yourself. And yes, they might be right. But in this case, and this is something I know nothing about, there was no Colts in the Navy when I was in it. I wasn't issued with a Colt. And to be honest with you, I had listened to other people, what they'd said, and had decided not to do it. But then I found a company in the UK that sold these. They had a couple of them, not very many. And I know this one, I don't think there's any left of it. There's another couple of models, which I think I'm definitely going to get at least one more. So this is from Colt, and the legend lives on, as it says on the box. I just think that takes me back to cowboy days. And Colt have been going for about... They're a firearms company that's been going for about 168 years. So, this is not a fly-by-night company. Now, the knives is made in China. I'm not sure whether they started... I would say they probably did start in the US and then moved to China over the years. I don't know, and that's where I want my subs to come in. Yous are brilliant at finding out the information. I have tried this morning and found out very little. I know that in 2016, Colt had gone into liquidation as such, and we're filing for bankruptcy. But the Colt gun name has kept going, but they stopped making knives. That's what I've heard. Now, another little rumour that I believe that I heard some time ago that I'm not sure of, but again, hopefully my sub... Look, if you don't know my subs, if you're new to the channel, my subs are awesome. They find out information about anything. They're like a wee detective group, and they let me know and find out, especially stuff about American stuff, which is easier for a lot of my subs to find out about. But this is going to last forever, this video, isn't it? But the Colt brand, apparently in July 16th, they were allowed to continue to make guns, but they stopped making the knives. Now, I know in 2016, Smoky Mountain Knife Works sold an awful lot of the Colt. Now, whether they bought the Colt brand, I don't know. Smoky Mountain Knife Works is an amazing company, which you should go and find out about. It's the biggest store in the world. Go and find out about Smoky Mountain Knife Works, because they will resurrect old patterns of knives in their own brand of knives. So you really should go to Smoky Mountain Knife Works and just trawl through their knife section. It's unbelievable. So, what did I buy? Well, I bought this one, which is a CT 2001. It's a clip point, and it's in stag bone. Now, this is... I'm just going to say this is probably bovine, cow bone, and it's just jigged to look like stag, because this is real stag bone. Yeah, this is real stag bone, and this is an imitation. And the colour, now you can get different colours of stag bone, but it is beautifully done. But what I notice with this is, much like Rough Riders, on the show side, they have a really lovely multicoloured stag. On the back side, it goes very much darker. But the resemblance to the Rough Rider knives is uncanny. I will bring this across. This is a Rough Rider. You can see the bone has that sort of different colour in the front, and in the back it goes into a plainer colour. So, whatever way they do them, this seems to be a pattern. Again, Rough Rider is Smoky Mountain Knife Works' own brand. And I don't know whether these joined together and Smoky Mountain Knife Works got some of their patterns or their jigs when Colt closed down. No idea. I know they do a buckshot, and so does Smoky Mountain Knife Works. That's the only two that I've really seen that do that. But again, Just if you got any information, throw it in. You don't have to put a paragraph, a couple of lines. Let me know anything that you know about it. But to get to this knife, closed. This knife is 3.5 inches long. Absolutely beautifully in your pocket. I'll just give it a little weight for you. Let's get this up. Come on then, machine. Ounces. 2.7 ounces. And in the old grams, 76 grams. So there we go. Listen to that. Absolutely beautiful walk and talk. The most secure, beautiful closing. And look at that blade. Now, this is not a match strike pull, which you tend to get on the Rough Riders. It's just a long pull with a clip, with a clip at the front. And how beautiful is that? Look at the grinds on that knife. It's quite thick behind the edge, but they've ground it down to a very, very good cutting edge. But it's so solid feeling. Look at the inside of it. You've got brass liners. This is about 3mm on the blade. Look at the back spring. Now, is it perfect? No, it's a tiny little bit of gapping, but not much, to be honest with you. Not much at all. Look at the finish on that. Look at the centering on that. Slightly off to the right, but not anything that I would worry about. Again, this is a handmade knife. But look at that clip. Is that not just beautiful? With a perfect amount of belly and straight. It is just gorgeous. Now, they say this is the gunstock. Yes, it kind of does, but it's a bit swoopy here. But I'm quite happy to do the bolsters and the cover at the bottom. It's slanted bolsters and slanted lines like you get in the Rough Rider, and the big C where they have the R. So this is, whether Rough Rider have taken from this or not with these slanted bolsters, I don't know. I don't know whether that's a normal pattern that came with all different brands. But I just think it is beautiful. In the hand, it's a full 4 fingers. It is this little swoop here actually makes it one of the most comfortable knives in hand that I have. Genuinely, it is beautiful. There's one thing that I would say it's a bit rough. Where they have the shield, the Colt shield, there's the Colt shield there. If you can see that. This is literally just cut in. 2 straight cuts, slapped down in the middle and stuck on. I don't think it's pinned. I think it's, it might be pinned. No, I'm not sure anyway. But it is just sort of, so this is quite sharp. But when you're holding it at hand, you do not feel it at all. It's only if you were to go backward and forward with your finger. But that would be easily just rubbed down. And I will do that. But how lovely is that? Yes, I know it's imitation stag, but it is beautiful. Now, we had the length of it closed. The length of it open, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.25, with a blade cutting edge of 2.5, which is absolutely perfect for any job you're going to do EDC wise. This knife can take on anything. It's so solid feeling, so solid, doesn't weigh too much. It's under 3 ounces, so it's inside that weight. The ounces are probably correct for the weight of the knife. The ounces is probably correct. The weight of the knife to the blade length ratio is very good. But there we go. Look, I had never had a Colt before. The company I got it from, Moonraker in the UK, has a couple of more different options. And I honestly think that once I get off here, now that I've talked about it, I'm probably going to go and order another one. Because this is just, it really is so solid. The pull is about a 5-6, which is absolutely fine. It's just the retention on it is so good. The half stop is purposeful. It will stop it. The blade is thick. You could pry. Look at the tip of that. This is not a wee delicate knife. You could actually pry with this a bit if you wanted to. So there we go. Now I'm going to give you some comparisons of other knives that I have. Again, this is the Reed Rough Rider. It's the only one I got down with me that's got the imitation bone that looks very, very similar in its construction. It's got the slanted bolster up here. This is just a jack. It's a single bolster. It's got the slanted one with a thread, just like this has, you know. Here is my, this is a Colt's an old American. Here's an old Sheffield steel clip, where this is a Barlow, whereas that's a, they say it's a gun stock. It's not what I would call a gun stock. In fact, I actually, oh, here we go, there we go. I actually have a gun stock here. A GEC gun stock. Let's put that down there. There's the GE gun. Now, let's just lift this up. This is the GEC gun stock. Blades very, very similar, but you can see that it looks more like a gun stock. The slanted bolsters to me just take away the gun stock look off it, whereas this does look like the gun stock. But just another knife to show you that it is. So it's about the same size as well. They're very, very similar. Now, do you want a couple of, well, it's my game, so you're going to get a couple. Here's a little gent. This is the Ferrum Forge Mass Drop gent, to give you an idea of size-wise. Or, even more, there's a little Benchmade mini grip. So it's not that much smaller, and even the cutting length is not that much smaller on this knife as them two knives there. So it'll do everything you want for EDC, not a problem. So let's get these modern ones away from my traditionals. This one's probably the most similar to the gun stock, but it just goes to show you, this knife was just over £20. You know, that's over 100. This one's 50. This one's about 8. So you can get such a range, and I love getting a different range of knives out that I've got in my collection. I just think them three there are three beautiful clip point knives that just are stunning. Really, really stunning. And yet they're all at silly. The difference in price is just silly. Let's get them in a so you're talking sort of £20 poundish, £50 poundish, and £100 poundish. And there's three beautiful clip points. And let me tell you, this one, to hold and to use, is every bit as good. Now, it doesn't have maybe as good fit and finish, but it's not far off that Sheffield, let me tell you. In fact, it's not far off it at all. The blade materials are not that dissimilar. Do you know what I mean? I mean, they really are not that dissimilar. The fit and finish in the GEC is outstanding. Outstanding, better materials. Sheffield steel, the blade difference, this is 440A, this is C70. There's not a whole lot of difference in that. But yet the difference is in the price. And the quality of this Colt has amazed me. Now, maybe I've just got a good one and people come in and tell me that, and that's fair play. I'm quite happy to have the good one. But I'm going to try another one from the company that I bought it from, because they sent me a good, I asked them if they sent me a good quality, you know, fit and finish. A blade slightly off is not something that's going to put you off a traditional knife, just to let you know that. Blade centering is not that important. These are handmade knives that are pinned together with a hammer and a pin, and it's pushed together. So you're never going to get, well, not you're never, the quality that it takes to get that sort of finish puts the price range way up, and that's where the GEC comes in. So there you go. It's a beautiful little knife from Colt, another American company that you can remember the Colt shotguns that were on the stagecoaches in films. So I mean, you had these. You've heard of Colt 45s. We've all heard of these names. But this is the knife division that they used to have, which apparently is gone now, which is such a shame. But there we go. I'm going to keep the collection going. I'm really glad to have this in mine, and yeah, I think I will get another one, just because the fit and finish for the price range is so good. Right, there you go, folks. I'm away. Cup of tea over here. I haven't even started it. Right, take care. All the very best. Paddy's gone. Tea time.